If you're not eligible to overlook curse words nor digest truth, this video may not be suitable for you. Side effects could cause hypertension, chronic niggeritis, a quick shock of mental awakening, stress, dizziness, collapse of an illusion that has been taught from childhood, questioning things that you never thought you would question, seeing things for what they really are, depression, anxiety, and overall a mass awakening. We're going to talk about the feast of the beast. We're going to talk about the jealous God in the Bible. Yeah. Now let's deal with this mark of the beast first. Then we're going to talk about the feast of the beast. The mark of the beast is 666, which is 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, which is carbon. The reason why it is a beast is because it literally has trapped your soul inside your cells, aka like prison cells. So your cells contain light photons, little bitty small particles of light, which are fragments of your soul that has been incarcerated due to the beast, carbon, aka melanin. A lot of people want to glorify melanin, but this melanin or carbon suppresses your soul from truly expressing itself. Hence the third dimension, the physical realm, the beast, the physical realm, the beast, the soul imprisoner. Y'all want to overlook that, though. A lot of y'all do. But these are the facts. Then we have in the Bible a jealous God. This so-called one and only God in the Bible. The energy vampire. The one that we were taught about during when we was in church, or if you are in church, the one you're taught about to fear. Fear no one but God. Because when you fear, he feeds. When you're in pain and suffering, he feeds. This is why he requires a blood sacrifice. During the time when the Arabs had the natives on the planet in slavery for like 1,200 years, this was a feast for the beast, this jealous God. This was a feast because he feeds off your light photons. You see, there's a science to this. When you are stressed out, depressed, suffering, sad, in pain, in agony, your cells send out light or photons, aka fragments of your soul. And this deity feeds off your fear because he's eating light photons, and that's something it doesn't have. It's something that it requires because it is an energy vampire, and this is its source of food. Okay? So we're dealing with an energy vampire. This God in the Bible that the majority of us, or y'all, not me, but the majority of y'all are worshiping, serving, bowing down to, this one and only, so-called one and only God. But like I've been telling y'all for a long time, there's not a one and only God. There's only the creator, the creative consciousness. There's only the mental, the universe is mental. And we are all fragments of it, experiencing itself in many different dimensions. Okay? So there is no one God. There's a creator. There's many gods. Shit. Go in the Yoruba system. Go in the Egyptian system. Study the Atlanteans, even though they really didn't see themselves as gods. But the natives on the planet referred to them as gods and deified them. See, a real God does not deify himself as a god. Okay? Only those that are in a human mindset view them as gods. A real God doesn't have an ego. Okay? But from a human perspective, these people are considered gods. But they know they're not gods because they know where they come from. They know they are just a fragment of the creator. They're literally arms of the creator. Okay? But a human doesn't know that because they're institutionalized, indoctrinated. And then you have this 400-year-old bondage that the Bible prophesied about. 1555 all the way up until like fragments of it still lingering today. But it was blatant to see from history documented, even though they left a lot of the shit out. But it's really 1555. But historically, they documented 1619 to like 1865, which we know was some bullshit because the Africans in America, or the natives in America, was still in servitude slavery, and they still was going through a whole bunch of chaotic slave attributes of an oppression of an oppressor that was still lingering on even after they were so-called free. So that jealous God was still feeding. This is the feast of the beast. The feast of the beast. And when we're in a loving vibration, this deity, he stars. This is how he eats. He feeds. This is why things have been so chaotic during history. But it was blatant to see that this deity, this demiurge, this archon, this Yaldabaoth that's mentioned in the Gnostic text, aka your jealous God in the Bible, the one that was jealous of us when we were in our solar body and created a physical realm to trap our solar body in. This is why he became jealous, because we were greater than they and he and his archons and demiurge, because we had all of our 12-strand DNA activated. We had all of our so-called junk DNA on the etheric level activated. We were much more superior. But because he could see the fourth dimension and third dimension, and he could create something that could cause our light photons or our soul to be incarcerated, this is what gave him the edge over us, being that he was created by the Great Mother, aka the universe. Okay, so basically the lower side of the universe is in control. The lower self of the universe has been ruling, and this is why pain and suffering was abroad for centuries, so that this beast could feast. Okay, so you're really just looking at the negative side of the universe when it's talking about this Jehovah or this one and only so-called jealous God in the Bible. You're just looking at the universe. How can I put it? It's like looking at the universe being on dope. The universe in a chaotic state. The universe going through some traumatic shit. Because the demiurge or Yaldabaoth ain't nothing but a lower self, is the lower self of the creation or the universe, the universal consciousness. It's the lower self of it. Yeah. So this is the feast of the beast. And this is why chaos has emerged the way it has done. The minute we find a love frequency, do away with all the bullshit, see through the illusion of media promoting violence, and we come together, then we can kill this motherfucker, get it off this dimension, and this dimension to be done away with, really and truly. Okay, we'll be able to see past this bullshit. Yeah. So this is why they continue to promote violence, racism, and all that, so this motherfucker can continue to feed. So here we have the feast of the beast, and we also have the number of original man, carbon, aka what they call melanin today. But then you have a grafted man, according to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. If you read his book, Theology of Time, also the message to the black man in America, read them books by Elijah Muhammad, where he break down this grafted man or beast, two-legged beast. He referred to it as two-legged beast. And he says that it took 600 years to make this man mankind, because he's kind of like the original man, mankind. He's not a human because he wasn't created from hue, or what we would call melanin today. Well, he was made from hue, not created, but made. He's a made man. He says in the Bible where it says, let us make man, it's talking about the original man of the planet, or what we call today the black man. But he said it took 600 years to graft him from this original man, this Caucasian man. And this is one of his sixes. So the Bible says it's the number of a man. So we have original man, which is 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, which is carbon, aka melanin. But then, like I said, you got this other man that was made from, where it say the Bible said, let us make man. That was made from this us that made some kind of a man, but not original man. So you got 600 years that it took to kill off the darker gene and save the lighter gene. And 200 years would go by. Each 200 years they would kill out the darker gene and save the lighter gene. And from his teachings, you can see that in just the albino or albino baby, where it is devoid of pigmentation, showing that the black gene, or what we call today the black people on the planet, are the mothers and fathers of all races, according to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad in his book Message to the Black Man of America and the Theology of Time. Then he said they had another 6 in the beginning of their making period, when they were first brought on this planet, just 6,000 years ago, which makes them a baby on the planet. This is why, again, like I said in previous videos, they discovered things, but there were already people, aka stole everything, but they claim they discovered. To them, they discovered shit because it was new to them. Like I said on my previous video, they called it new because it was new to them. Newfoundland, New Zealand, New England, New Hampshire, and all this shit. So he said on the average height, they were all 6 foot tall. This is their other 6. And he said that their system was set up in 6s, if you really pay attention to it. So you got the penny, nickel, dime, quarter, $half, and a dollar. I think it's got John F. Kennedy on the dollar coin. So you got 6 coins. And then you have the dollar bill, $100 bill. I don't give a shit what bill it is, or what dead Caucasian that's on the front of it. The dollar is 6 inches long. Their monetary system is set up in 6s. And then you also, when somebody died in a war, they buried them 6 feet deep. Or somebody just died here, they buried them 6 feet deep. And normally there's 6 pallbearers that tote this casket or this box, okay, of a dead carcass in it. So here we have their 6s. They have a system that's set up in 6s. The average height was 6 foot, and 6,000 years to create them. I mean, not 6,000 years, but 600 years. And he said they had 6,000 years to rule the planet. And he claims this is why the Bible says on the 7th day you shall be put to death. Any man caught working, or basically any man, not original man, but any grafted man that is caught on the planet at that time will surely be put to death. And I don't know about all this shit, I'm just telling you what I read. But there is a death toll saying that, status-wise, that the Caucasians are dying quicker than they are producing. So we are in, according to him, we are in that stage where they are going to be on a decline. This is why they are trying to inoculate black people. If y'all listen to Dr. William Thompson. So yes, here we have the mark of the beast. And all different angles. There's degrees to this beast.